Oh, wardrobe thing. Sorry.
What did you just say? What did you
Mm.
just say? Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Good evening, and good evening again to everyone. Hope y'all had a good week. It's been a very up and down week for me. Uh, I apologize because I'm so tired. I might mess around and fall asleep. I've been so tired. It's a watermelon sugar, baby. If you need to go to sleep, go to sleep. Do what you got to do, boo. Do what you got to do. But I appreciate you though. Hey everybody, Xavier, see golden, keep it cute. Shakira Curvixen is in the house.
K-E-R.
L L Love. Hey, Alikala, hey boo. Little baby is in the house. All right, look, you know what? Let me do this right now. Well, let me do it from here, or do I need to do it from my computer? Hold on.
I had to do a wardrobe change, like I told Really B I would.
Oh, well, all right.
And you can see I'm wearing a jacket. You can imagine what kind of jacket Really be.
I know what kind of jacket it is. I see it. We can see the top of it.
You
Oh,
can? Oh.
yeah. Really? All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, and good afternoon. Hey,
Good
Brianna,
evening.
how you doing? Hey, Brandon. Hey, baby.
It's after 8 o'clock. How is it afternoon? You done?
This is what we're doing already. We didn't even get started. This is what we're doing.
Let me pour my wine. Where's my wine?
Yeah, pour all of it. Pour all of it. Hey, Miss Bay Thang. Not the Bay
Hey
Thang.
everybody. Hey everybody.
So thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. A lot of y'all I know moved right on over from El Teddy on over here, and I appreciate it. We were over there talking a little politics. Now we're going to just get a little silly a little bit, and we're going to get into some of these TV shows, honey. We're going to get into these TV shows, honey. That's right, Xavier. It's only 5 o'clock where he is, so it is afternoon for him. Okay? Okay.
Hey Xavier. Xavier, you need to hit me up in my DM so I can see what you look like.
Xavier, don't do it. Leave it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Xavier is a member of the House of Debauchery, so he's always here for it.
Xavier, don't do it. Walk away.
I'm done
I
with
can
y'all.
give you what you want. I got what you want.
Ah!
What you need.
I'm not doing
Can
this.
I start
Well, El
this
Teddy,
time out? Hot
Get your brother.
you want.
you get them. Like you
Mm-mm.
get them.
When he act like this, he belong to you.
Oh, wait. Y'all talking about me like I'm some kind of animal or, you know.
I just don't understand how I get him when he acting like that.
Cause I said so.
What
If I
about when you
gotta
act
get him
like
when he
that?
acted
Wait a
crazy,
minute.
if I gotta
What
get him
about
when
when
he
you
being mean.
acting crazy, ma'am?
What?
What?
What about when you act crazy, Evie?
Oh, don't nobody gotta get me.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. Yes, we
No,
do.
y'all ain't never gotta
Yes,
get
we
me.
do. God. Am I muted?
No.
Am I muted? Oh, dear God.
Loretta is muted.
I'm muted. Give me a quick.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what was
Um,
happening.
no, give me a quick second. So we're getting ready to speak on. So I had 3 shows on the agenda tonight. We have The Retreat, we have Queen Sugar, and we have Bell Collective.
Okay.
Okay.
Xavier said if you let him in the snack pantry, then he might come through.
I got cakes for you.
See,
Cakes.
I knew he was gonna take that. See, Xavier,
also have
Always. Always.
Yeah, Xavier, you knew it too.
And sausage.
You knew what you was about to get. You already knew what you was about to get.
Ew.
Y'all stupid.
Ew.
El Teddy, it's your internet is choppy. What's going on down there?
Let me go out and come back in. It might be that.
Give me a quick second, y'all.
I guess I'm the entertainment now till they come back, I guess. Wow. Okay. Didn't even ask. They just left me here alone with y'all. I'm so tired of not knowing what y'all talk about. Well, girl, listen. You the one that don't want to watch the shows. You just rather watch us talk about the shows. So go along with the ride. These ones don't want to talk about Superman and Lois and or WandaVision. So I don't know how to find some nerdy friends who watch them shows so we can have a conversation about it. Hey, Miss Peaches. I always be the low man on the totem pole when it comes to these conversations.
Is that better?
We're back. Hello.
Can y'all see me?
Oh my God. Oh, you gonna shimmy too? I'm waiting for.
Yeah, give us a good shimmy. Hey!
I'm sorry. I had a moment.
We got a good shimmy out of you, okay?
Listen, DC, I was up at 3 a.m. watching.
Hey, Jaded.
I was up at 3 a.m. Hi, Jaded, baby.
Hey, bro.
You want to come up like old time?
Jaded, I'm still upset that I was in your fair city and you would not come out and play with me or let me play with it. I'm sorry. I said that out loud.
You did.
Not Dr. Snacks. Okay. That's his evil villain name, Dr. Snacks.
Is that what it is?
I get this. Listen, DC, I couldn't, I caught my second win, unfortunately, too late. So I was up at 3 a.m. I said, oh, let me check Disney Plus and see. And it was available. And I watched it and cried. And then it was a lot. The whole lot.
Listen, Jada said he don't even go see his mama, so don't even feel like it.
He said so. Don't even have your feelings hurt.
But your mama don't touch you the way I could touch you. I mean,
wow, that's too much. You see how you go too far?
See, always right. You see, you saw the line and you kept going anyway.
And you jumped right over it. She's like,
you saw the line and you just kept going.
Bring her back in, Jaded.
I was waiting on you. Hello, Jaded.
Y'all got 2 more days. This month is short. I got 2 more days.
We can do it tomorrow. Jada, call me when we get off. We can do it tomorrow.
And not flowers in the attic, you know.
Jada.
And Jada, I did send you the link if you want to come up and hang out like old times, hang out with us. I know you probably don't, but just so you know, you are invited, sir.
It's me, D. Which Agatha? Agatha Christie? I know Agatha Christie.
I think he talked about Agatha Harkness from WandaVision.
Jada said he sent you the thumbnail last week.
It was Agatha.
Said when we were supposed to go on Tuesday that he wasn't feeling well, and he would let me know when he was feeling better and was up to it. So I'm still waiting for him to let me know.
Oh, yes, Jaded. It was Agatha all along. Damn it. This past episode was sad though. I was in much feelings.
Oh, you talking about WandaVision?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, listen. You seen episode 8?
Yes. I saw it at 3 o'clock this morning. Yes.
Oh. I don't know nothing about no WandaVision. I mean, I know.
Really, if you are a Marvel fan, you have to watch WandaVision. It's a must. You cannot be a fan of Marvel or even a little bitty fan, even an outside fan, even somebody who just likes the movies and not watch WandaVision. WandaVision is really good.
It's so good.
I want to review it. I wanted to review it, but then when I saw how good it was, I just wanted to sit back and enjoy it.
Right. And I watch other people's reviews, but I just watch and enjoy it and get my whole life. Listen.
because it's kind of like
I need the
Lovecraft.
last episode to be 2 hours long though.
I reviewed Lovecraft Country, but if I'm being honest, I probably didn't want to review it because I enjoyed it so much. I just wanted to sit back and enjoy it and not have to. And so that's why I
Make
would
it a
watch it.
chore.
Right. I would watch it like 2 or 3 times. Like I would watch it the first time just for me and my satisfaction, and then watch it again so that I could take notes from my review and then go back and do my research and stuff. WandaVision is great television.
Listen, I feel like Monica Rambeau got it in for Captain Marvel. Did you see when she mentioned her name? And she was like, well,
But
Captain Marvel could have done it. Monica was like,
but no, here's the thing, and this is something that I talk to people about. I always thought when they did the Captain Marvel movie, remember Monica Rambeau was the daughter of her best friend. And this was supposed to have been taking place back in 97. So when they did Avengers Endgame, my mind sprung forward to, okay, by that point, Monica Rambeau should be late 20s, early 30s, somewhere around there. And she would have taken over as Captain Marvel after, because it was the white chick, I can't remember her name is Captain Marvel. There was a guy in between, and then there was Monica Rambeau. I thought when Avengers Endgame came, Monica Rambeau would have been Captain Marvel already. No such luck. But I love what they're doing with her in WandaVision.
Yeah, I know she mad with the current Captain Marvel because when her mama was dying of cancer, her ass was on a spaceship somewhere.
And that was supposed to be her mama best friend, child.
Baby.
Got done with WandaVision?
No, I'm just trying to figure out. I want to see, is Vision going? Are the two Visions going to get into a fight? Is the White Vision and the manifested Vision and the Hex going to get into it? Are they going to be able to fix it so that the manifested Vision actually survives outside of the Hex?
That's a good question. We're gonna have to, Abby. We're gonna have to have a separate live. Well, we
got questions.
It's BD. I'll send you the link when we talk about WandaVision. Jada, I'll send you the link because we can go on long. We can go a couple hours talk about WandaVision episodes 1 through 8. So we'll do that. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll do that. I'll set it up because it's so much. Really,
I want to punch that Hayward in the eye because he's a dick.
Hey, what's going on? Sims Overdose, where you been? Because I had a whole live and you wasn't even there. I had a whole live Sims Overdose and you wasn't even there. I hit you up in the DM because I'm mad with you because you couldn't even come see me, but you over here to see Really B, right? You over here to see her?
Wow.
You come over here to see this one, right? But you won't come over to my channel? Like, you my boo.
It's BD. I'm fine. I'm letting them have the conversation. I just don't know nothing. I don't know what they're talking about, so I'm just letting them talk. Like this is TV talk. I don't have to always know the TV show.
I got you, Sims Overdose. I see you. I'm gonna hit you in the comments. I mean, DM.
I love you too, Jaded. How's my cat doing, Jaded?
Xavier, I doubt it because I think Netflix owns the rights to Luke Cage. And Netflix is not doing it anymore. I might be wrong. Legal people get in the fray of this stuff, and they make it where they can.
Overdose. You don't have to explain yourself to him.
He's talking to me, not you. He's talking to me, not you.
But you don't have to explain yourself. You wasn't there. It don't matter.
But conveniently, your phone isn't there.
No, Mischief is sick. Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry, Jaded. That's Jada's child right there.
Jada,
what's wrong with me?
I done showed you a picture of my old cat Noah, who is a long-haired rag dog that looks a lot like Mischief. And this is it. When Noah died, I went into depression. So I hope Mischief makes a full recovery, but it's not good. Noah was old though. He was old. I'm still sad about that.
All right.
Okay, well, let's get to something to really be know about.
All right. So, what do y'all want to? Well, you want to talk about Queen Sugar first, the Prelude first, or Bell Collective first?
The Prelude? You mean the
Prelude?
Retreat?
The Retreat. Lord, where I get Prelude from? Lord have mercy.
That's Jamar Scott. You really gonna talk about the
Jamar
interview they did with Eric James? Is that what you mean? Because that nigga.
You know what? That might be what I was thinking. Prelude might have been in my head. Lord. Y'all want to? What do y'all want to talk about first?
Let's get the punks out.
Y'all can do Queen Sugar.
I'll get the punks out the way first.
Not the punks.
They get them on there. Oh God. This episode drained me. Like I really was drained.
I enjoyed the episode.
Absolutely did not like this episode. I liked episode 1, and I was so excited about the retreat in episode 1. And this episode came, and I was like, the fuck?
I think there was a lot of. I would say this. Go ahead, Abby.
I was just gonna say I still don't get how you don't know that you're being prejudicial in your speaking even when people try and explain it to you. Like you can say, oh, I've never in all my life I've never seen a nail tech with a grill in, and then say, well, if I did.
He talked about Mei Ling and her girls. That kind of got out of order.
Yeah, and then said, well, if I saw a nail stylist that had grills in, I'm going to ask for somebody else. Why? What does that with them having grills have to do with their ability to do your nails?
I think about that whole comment. I think when he first made it, to me, it didn't come off as shade or shady, because I would have asked the same question. Child, nail tech not hit with grills. It was just a real, comedic, funny thing. But I think when they tried to call him out on it and pressed him on it, he then took it and made it shady and messy, and then added all of this other stuff to it. When, to me, in its inception or in its original form, to me, it was just like, okay, it's a comment. That's a comment that anybody probably would have made. Oh, your nail tech look like a whole ass thug out here with goals and shit.
I'm gonna be honest. I felt like that whole episode was a whole lot of putting 20 on 10. That's just
It was. It really
I don't
was.
see the comment. The problem with the comment was that he made it to the wrong people. Because in all reality, it wasn't that serious.
It wasn't.
Let's be clear. How many nail techs have we seen that look like that look like what's his name, Robert? I mean, let's just be real. The boy does have grills and tattoos on his face. Now that doesn't mean that he can't be a nail tech, but let's be clear, he's just not the look of an average nail tech. And I do think that Eric was making that comment to be shady, but I feel like that's something I would have said. That's something that most people, not most, but it wasn't that serious. It wasn't shady,
and that's why I said in
my, but it just wasn't that serious.
In my review, I said I probably would have said something like that, because that's just not common. And I think that that's where it was in the beginning. And that's why I say when they started pressing him or trying to make him feel bad about it, oh, y'all think it was shady? Well, and the cameras are on. Well, let me just go ahead and give you what you want then. And I think he played it up more after the fact. And the other thing about it is this whole thing that they did about, oh, you can't talk about people when they're not there.
People do it all the time. When did that become a rule?
Everyone does that all the time.
Everyone does it. You can say whatever you want about anybody you want, but when it gets back to that person and they come and press you on it, stand in your shit. That's all you ask.
And that doesn't mean that because he said it when the person wasn't there, that he wouldn't say it when the person is there.
Exactly.
And that was my issue too. I was like, come on, Dre Summer. So first of all, you was backpedaling. Okay, let's start from the beginning, y'all. Because for the people who don't watch the retreat, let's start from the beginning and work our way forward. So if you don't watch the retreat, oh, and congratulations, little baby. She got her wrench tonight. Little baby now has a wrench.
Let the record show that I was the person to give little baby her wrench. And then
what?
I want to make myself.
Because we ain't doing this
Oh.
tonight. We ain't doing this tonight.
Oh, is that where we're going with it? Oh, Jesus. Hallelujah.
Nobody care.
Lay your head on
Moving
my
on.
pillow.
So my thing is this. So the retreat is a show. It comes on the Chasing Reality YouTube channel. So y'all make sure if you're not subscribed, y'all subscribe to Chasing Reality. And it is a show. And it basically is just one of these shows. It's a format that a lot of people have gone to in the wake of COVID, where you're just going to put a bunch of people in a house for the weekend, and everybody's already been tested, so you don't have to worry about people in and out, and you just create scenarios to create the drama or to have the drama. And so if you watch Chasing Dallas, then the majority of the cast are people we know from either Chasing Dallas. Dre Simber is from G Status, ATL Hustle. And then we have a new guy by the name of Eric James.
Let me say this, Ruby. I came into watching The Retreat thinking that it would be a lot more lighthearted, not as much heavy on the drama. I'm not saying that I didn't think there wouldn't be any drama or some shade thrown back and forth at people. But overall, I'm thinking, okay, this is a retreat. We're getting we're getting away. There'll be some drama, but everything will, at the end of the day, will be lighthearted and so forth. These girls in 2 episodes have more drama than we had in like half the season of Chasing Dallas last year. Let's be clear.
You're correct. Well, when you bring on a professional shit starter as one of your cast members, I don't really know where you expect to go with it.
Yeah. So I don't know what I expected, honestly, but I didn't have a problem with this episode, honestly. But I really felt like I just felt like a lot of the stuff was 20 on 10. So we had the situation with, Trey Howard and Dre Simber, whatever. So they brought this guy in to get everybody's chakra back in the line.
He is the host of the show.
Yeah.
Prayer or whatever he's supposed to be.
His name is Resilient. He is an astrologer and curator.
I do like.
Casmeow calls him. What does Casmeow call him? Oh shit, I can't remember. Something stupid. Oh my gosh, Casmeow had me cracking up with his review. But so they getting the people's chakras aligned. Okay, Ariel drunk, Trey Howard over it, Dre Simba flirting with Resilient, and Reese sort of has a moment. He breaks down. Now, I do feel like I did agree with Dre Summer in that moment. Everybody was acting stupid.
That's what I said. Everybody was drinking. Nobody was paying attention to the dude. And I was like, so you going to call out Dre Simber because when it's his turn, you going to have this whole moment. Freaking Dior wasn't paying attention. Trey Howard.
Well, no, Dior did his part because Dior went first and he got his word and with the chakra it was supposed to be with, and he did what he was supposed to do for the exercise. I don't think it was specific to Dre Simber. I think maybe in the editing we missed it. Maybe whatever Dre Simber did was like straw that broke the camel's back for him at that point. It was an amalgamation of shit with Ariel giggling every 45 seconds. You not paying attention. Because Trey Howard acting a fool, and then Dre Simber. All 3 of them were out of pocket.
They were,
honestly, the 3 of them were out of pocket.
More out of pocket than Dre Simber.
But we didn't see it all. It's edited. We didn't see it all. So I'm not saying that whatever Dre Simber did was worth.
Is that me or Abby?
I think that's Abby.
Okay. Yeah, if me and you were good,
then what Abby. Ariel did what?
You had frozen up, but you back now. Go ahead.
Okay. What I was saying is just that I think that maybe like it's not always the ting at the top, but that thing is just the one thing that just makes it all go left for you. And then it's misdirected. It's supposed to be at everybody. But because he was the straw that broke the back, he gets the brunt of it. I think it's what it is. And then he in
Here's
his
something
feelings
that
because
I talked about this on my review. I feel like to a certain degree, both Dre Simber and Eric are recipients of a little bit of hazing in that the older cast members are trying to hold them to the carpet and call them out on things that they themselves do or have done or are currently doing. And it's all of a sudden a big spotlight on those two doing it, but not when they do it. And I think that comes with because they're not only new to the show, but they're new to Dallas. And so these people who have lived in Dallas either all of their lives or a good amount of time now feel like, oh, okay, I gotta haze you a little bit and make sure you feel the heat when you first come over here because you ain't just gonna come here and feel like and just be comfortable from the end. And it for me it comes off as okay, why are you doing this? Because you're doing the same thing and you trying to call this person out. Like that's I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at
I'm just what okay. So Dre Simber pretty much has a history with them because he likes to bounce around and be all in everybody's things. But there's something I don't know what it is, and I have to. Maybe we need to do an interview with him and sit down and
and you
talk with
know
him or
I'm not a
whatever.
December fan by any stretch of the imagination. At
Hmm?
all. At all. If I'm not a Dre Simmer fan. And I know he don't too much care for me either. But some of the stuff that I see them on this show doing and saying to Dre Simmer, I be looking like, but so and so is doing that, or you doing that, and how are you all up and
But
up?
they ain't did shit yet except talk about each other. So I don't understand. Listen, I really need Dre Simber to understand that he is incorrect. Some people can do make a living as a stylist. That is how they pay all of their bills. It is not just a hobby. And just because someone offers a service instead of a physical product does not mean that that is not their career. Your doctor offers you a service. An
Well,
attorney offers you a service.
well,
An
this.
accountant offers you a service. Those are all real careers.
Oh,
Sure.
here's the thing. I said in my review, Drayson, but you're too smart. You know exactly. Because here's the thing, and this is why I say I feel like they was putting 20 on 10 the whole episode because we're out of order again. But Eric, you mad at Eric for repeating it, but you fucking said it. And you meant what you said. You tried to backpedal and pussy pop up off the comment, but you said what you said. And we heard you say it last week in the confessional. Eric just repeated it. And let's be clear, you said it in your confessional, which means that they was going to know you said it anyway.
Anyway.
So what you mad about? And you said it. So don't try to say, well, I didn't say he didn't make money being a stylist. I just said that stylists don't make money. Well, tell me the difference. You are still coming for that man's profession, and you are absolutely correct. People, and listen, Drake, but you are not dumb. You are smart enough to know and understand that stylists in the right areas, styling the right people, make thousands of what the fuck? We were just talking about Andrew. Talley. Andre Talley. Andre Leon Talley. He made hundreds of thousands of dollars styling people. I mean, he did other things as well, but he was absolutely a stylist. So don't sit here and act like people don't make money doing that. You said it, you meant it. Now, I don't care that Eric repeated it because I just feel like if you big time enough to say it, to be big time enough to stand behind it and get when it's repeated. And you said it in your confessional, sir, which means they was gonna hear it at some point.
At some point in the day, they was gonna hear it.
Exactly. So Dre Simber, you know what?
We don't know. I don't know.
Nobody knows. I heard that he does work, like he's been a production assistant and stuff like that. But I don't think he no production assistant on like Queen Sugar. He a production assistant on Chasing Atlanta. And there's no shade, but let's be clear. Like, come on. That's my point. That's my point. All right, let's get back to it. So this flashback moment where they went to the ball. First First of all,
let me.
was Trey Howard? Wait a minute, hold on. Was Trey Howard high or something? Did you see how?
That was my question.
That is where I was saying. Hold on, really, B. Oh, what the fuck? I can't. I'm not going to make it through this retreat thing, having to deal with the fuck shit, fucktitude, and dare I say faggotry of Trey Howard. I can't. Like it's maddening. First of all, Trey Howard, the way he carried the bone was not the way a friend would carry the bone. And that's what I said in my review. You are not Robert's friend. I would venture to say you may not even be his associate. He's a friend of a friend, and you know who he is. But let's be clear. And so, because when Eric James said, "Oh, I ain't never seen nobody, a nail tech with grills and so forth," you ain't bat an eye. You sat there and you ain't defend Eric James. You ain't say, "Wait, hold on, that's my friend. Don't talk about my friend like that," because you do. Now Dior did that when Dior talked at the little breakfast or whatever. Trey Howard fucked up for the people, but cooking rice at breakfast, dear God.
Like, I don't understand.
Hey, hold on. My mama makes rice cakes for breakfast. Don't do it.
No, rice cakes and rice are two
different things.
Well, let me say this. I said this in my review, and I will say this again. I'm not saying that Trey Howard did this, but I'm saying go over to Hawaii. They have rice for every fucking meal.
We don't live in Hawaii. These are the continental United States,
sir.
The point is, he made rice for breakfast.
This is chasing Dallas, not chasing Honolulu.
It's not like it was leftover rice. Let me heat this up.
Right.
It was you made.
Make it rice. But I talk about that. The baby had the Fruity Pebbles on the table because he knew somebody at the table, and it would have been me, would have said, "I don't want to eat this garbage. Just give me some cereal and some milk and a couple ice cubes, and I'll be fine because I'm not eating this trash that you done made." Anyway, but back to Trey Howard and this whole situation at the ball. When Trey Howard carried the bone, the wrong way to the Robert guy, I was like, it really wasn't the energy that Trey Howard carried it in. Okay, let's be clear. Then the thing about it is, if I'm Robert, and I saw the little live that you put up. I went back and I searched and found it, Abby, with the live that you talked about with the guy, the Robert guy. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to profess himself, as a lot of the girls do. "Oh, I'm hard. Mm-hmm. I ain't okay. I'm just whatever. I ain't with that punk shit and all this." So if you're not with that punk shit, when Trey Howard's punk ass brings the mess to you, how that should have went was, until this motherfucker had the balls to say it to me, keep it moving. Because I'm not with this bone carrying, he say, she said.
That's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. He was like, who? Well, we said to me. That's exactly what he did.
No. Wait. Let me finish. What I'm saying is, okay, I would have then said to Trey Howard, "What did you say? Did you check him? Because you call yourself my friend. Did you say anything to him?"
Trey Howard did check him.
No, he didn't. No, he did not. No, he did not.
No, okay. Well, maybe our definition of checking him is two different things. Because Trey Howard said, "What's the problem with that?" and say it to him. He in there, go tell him to his face. I don't know what else Trey Howard was supposed to do.
That to me, Trey Howard, because even when he kept going on with it, he was smiling and laughing with the situation and everything. And if I'm the person giving the shade or whatnot, and you laughing and carrying, I would have been carrying on and said, it wasn't the energy that Trey Howard gave in front of Eric James is not the same energy that he gave when he went to Rolling. I'm sorry, not Rolling Ray, dear God. Robert Ray or whatever his name is.
Solar. First First of all, I would just like to say, nephew, my stomach does know the time of the day, and if you bring me some fucking rice at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna cuss you. Let me just be very clear about what that is. I need
My
breakfast
stomach
food.
does know the time of day. My
My
stomach is
stomach
not
knows. It just
like
not just feed me,
no
bitch. No,
goddamn
no,
for the
no,
time.
no.
No, ma'am. No,
Mm-mm.
ma'am. I'm with
Absolutely
you,
not.
Debbie.
Don't do that.
You're not serving me
If
no.
you don't want your feelings hurt about whatever you bring me for breakfast, don't bring me no rice in it. Cause I'm gonna be like, I don't know what the fuck you thought this was, or who you thought I was. This is not it, and go back and try it again. Thank you. Or never mind, I'll do it myself. Fuck it. I'll do it myself.
Wait, Sims overdose. Who was coked out their mind? Sims overdose. Say somebody was coked out their damn mind.
I
Near
feel
straight
like maybe there was some kind of pharmaceuticals involved in that ball seed with Trey
out.
Howard. With Trey Howard, he was acting
Howard.
so odd.
Maybe when Ariel talked about the booger sugar last episode, she was talking about Trey Howard. Because
Maybe.
every time I see Trey Howard, he's at extremes of emotions. And I'd be like, I can't my bowels and my colon can't. I can't.
Not the bowels.
I can't watch Trey Howard. I cannot.
That's okay, nephew. I got enough fat that if I have to skip a meal, I will. It's okay. I'm not eating the rice. It'll be fine. I got enough fat stored up. It'll be fine. It'll be just fine.
Yeah, you can eat your rice all by yourself, like all of the Asian people out there in China and stuff like that. Was that Japan?
You absolutely can. It'll be fine.
You can go right there. You can go
I will be at the Cracker Barrel eating me some pancakes. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, like I said, I already said that my mama serves rice at breakfast.
I think he's 20 something. I thought he was like 23, 24.
I grew up eating rice with breakfast, so
he's definitely old enough to drink, nephew. He's not that young.
First of all, Trey Howard, every time I've seen him, has looked a fucking mess.
No, I don't agree with that. No,
I don't agree with that.
No,
I don't like his confessional look. I don't like that blue hair look. I don't like the shit he had on at the ball. Those are the only three looks I know. The blue hair, the ball, and the confessional. I don't like none of that shit. That shit looks a fucking mess. And another thing I said was, he looks darker. Maybe the makeup he's using now.
I would just wait. Pause.
Is darker than the one he used last season of Chasing Dallas. Because he looks darker. I
don't know, man. You know, Texas ain't never slowed down, so he actually got some sun this summer. So that may be why he's darker. Nope. First of all, what we not
no. Watch this. Remember when we were looking at the Trey Howard pictures a couple months ago, and he showed the side by side the pictures from a couple years ago to the current pictures, and it looked like he had a whole bleaching regimen going on, and you were like, "Wait a minute, is this the same person?" We talked about that. No. Now he just looks like he's reverting back to the old picture, to the before, as opposed to the after.
All right, let's get back to the show. All right, so
because you lost.
Yeah, let's just go back to the show.
We.
So I disagree. I felt like now the one thing I will say is that Trey Howard absolutely owned his shit and was like, "I'm carrying bones." Like he absolutely owned his shit.
That doesn't make it right.
But again, I just don't feel like what Eric said was that serious. Like for all of them to turn it into what they turned it into, I just don't think it was that damn deep. Now, the Trey Womack Reese G situation, you're giving us part of a story. Because he was like, after what Trey Womack did to me, but I need you to tell us what's going on. And then the fact that he was invited by Ariel and you're insinuating that production is trying to set you up and create.
And you are production.
The calls are coming from inside the house.
Are you cussing yourself out when you cussing out production?
The calls are coming from inside the house, I said.
You make the storyboards, you get the cast, you do the script, you do everything, and you cussing out this imaginary person talking about, oh, turn the cameras off. I can't believe y'all did this. Are you talking to yourself? Is he having an out-of-body experience where Reese, the cast member, is cussing out Reese, the executive producer? Make it make sense. I'm trying to understand. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, because I do know that Trey Womack was invited. George was invited. Well, from my understanding, the majority of the Chasing Dallas cast was invited. That's my understanding. And so,
and there's no way that would happen without Reese knowing.
I just work here.
I don't know. That scene did not. I'm gonna be honest. That scene did not bring.
I think we all looked at that scene confused. Like,
that scene did not bring authentic to me. I'm just gonna say that it just didn't.
It seemed manufactured, because I think all of us were like, "What is happening here?" Like,
who was you? How was it?
Who was you cussing out? Because the cameraman CJ is probably looking at you like, "Girl, you." Because we know the cameraman. But they even called CJ out. They broke
by name
in this episode, because somebody like, "CJ, break me such and such." I'm like, "Oh, that's what we doing."
Did you see how many times we saw the cameras in this episode?
We did, and that's bad editing. That's bad cinematography and bad editing. Y'all reducing yourselves to the likes of the Come Up and some of these other garbage ass shows.
It was giving me very much Dolomite. The boom mic is in the shot.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. All right, so Trey Howard and so the next morning at breakfast, Trey Howard and what's that boy name? They make up. Dre Summer, they make up. And then it seemed like once they made up, that's when it seemed like all eyes were on Eric. So we went from being mad at Eric because he was carrying bones. Then we were mad at Eric because of the comments he made about Robert. Then Reese G brings up some shit that we have no clue about, because it's something that clearly they're filming for Chasing Dallas. That Reese didn't show up for some pop-up shop and he was mad or whatever. So I feel like before it's over with, I'm probably not gonna like Eric. But when I take each show, I have to look at it individually or each episode. And I just feel like in this episode, they were kind of coming down on Eric. And I felt like for no reason. I felt like they was putting a whole lot of 20 on 10.
And really, that's why I said, I feel like this is a little bit of hazing with both Eric and Dre Simmer, because you see the old cast, there's this whole thing where the old cast, you see them kind of attacking both Dre Simmer and Eric, both warranted or unwarranted, because there are other members of the cast that need to be attacked, both warranted and unwarranted as well. And I don't know, that's just how it comes off to me. It's a little bit of hazing.
We'll see. I don't know. There's something about that Eric boy that doesn't sizzle right in my spirit.
Oh yeah, I think. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I think Eric is a horrible person.
Yeah, I think before it's all over said and done, I think.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know about a horrible human being, but damn.
No, okay. I don't like how he tried to call out Reese, and then when Reese got ready to talk,
he got up and went,
"Fuck this shit, I'm getting up and leaving." Which all of the Aquariuses I know do the same thing. When they feel like you attacking them, they're not hearing you. They close their whole ears and minds up to you. They don't hear nothing you saying. They just be like, "You talking, and girl, I'm over here doing this." Or they just gonna walk off. They gonna be like,
listen, there's something about that Eric boy. He don't sizzle right in my spirit. I watched Jamar and Scotty's interview with him, and he said some things that my nigga, okay. Like you just, how you just be like, but that don't make, no.
Claire broke, just confirmed. She's at Aquarius. She's like, yeah, I just definitely be letting people just talk. I know Aquarius season. That's what they do. They be like, oh, once they feel like you attacking them, they be like, child, go ahead and talk, because I ain't really listening to you. Go ahead. Or they just walk off.
Hey, Royalty Forever. Hey, boo. Hey, everybody that's come in. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, so I didn't feel the same way about this episode. LTD hated it. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was a pretty good episode.
I enjoyed
it. But can I tell y'all who my MVP was this damn episode?
Who?
That damn Ariel O'Hara. Can I tell you?
First of all, Ariel's face at the breakfast table. No, when they started talking about Robert Ray, she's like, well, call him then. Get him on the phone. No, pick up the phone and call him. We don't have to have no
let me
issue.
tell you something. I know. I didn't understand.
When he said, Ariel, you made a good point. She said, I know. She didn't even know what he was talking about.
She didn't even know. She just said, I know. But I don't know what, at the end of the episode, Ariel had like a confessional. And she was, I don't know what she was talking about at the end of the confessional.
She was talking about Eric calling Reese his friend.
Right.
And she was like, who is this bitch? We don't even know her. We'll talk about your friend.
Okay,
bitch, we don't have to have a conversation.
At that point, I was like down to here on my drink, and I was like, I had a bit of vodka left to put in my wine in, because I was like, what? Who?
That's what she was talking about. She was talking about Eric calling Reese his friend, and she was like, we don't even know that. We didn't let her in the club. Who said she could sit at our table? Stop trying to make fetch happen. We don't know this bitch. No,
it's me, D. I agree wholeheartedly, because that little tight goat he got in his confessional, his B cups, those not even A cups he have over there. Those B cups he got over there in that confessional.
Yeah, he exposed he is squoze.
And Reese G, what he had on that white t-shirt.
We're not doing hashtag stuff this season.
Reese G had D cups in that white t-shirt he had on at the beginning of this episode. I'm just saying.
But he won't squoze. It was just a t-shirt. He won't squoze like
it was just a t-shirt. It was the correct size. It wasn't a medium.
Right.
Like that one boy had on.
I'll be like, girl, somebody told you wrong.
You are so sweet and polite. He does not need a slightly bigger shirt. He just needs a bigger shirt. Don't ask like
he needs a shirt.
If he go up a size, he should be okay.
He needs to have a colored t-shirt and then another button-up shirt or something to go over it to cover up godliness going on underneath there. Because he's from Tallahassee. Girl, I know the Tallahassee girls used to read him down. Because I was in Tallahassee, and the Tallahassee girls, they don't fuck off like that. Baby, them girls probably.
Can I ask a question? Do they have a Rich Carlton in Tallahassee?
We're not doing that.
Carlton, there's no Ritz. They don't even have a Ritz Carlton in Tallahassee.
Somebody made a meme with Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air talking about this, the only rich Carlton I know. Nigga.
That might be why he don't know. Because
listen, it wouldn't be so
Ritz
bad.
Carlton in Tallahassee that I know of.
But it wouldn't be so bad if he was just saying it in casual conversation. But you was trying to read people and fucked it up. That was it wouldn't be a problem if you would if I was talking to you and I mispronounced something just in casual conversation. But when I'm trying to read something, this ain't no Rich Carlton, but it'll do. Bitch, what?
Listen, in the little boy's defense, he did say that he did mispronounce it once, but he pronounced it twice in 2 other takes, and that's the one that they decided to use, is the one where he mispronounced it.
I don't buy it.
I tried to help him. That's what the little boy says. I don't know.
Just like
but that little boy liked to play with words.
Just like he probably wore a bigger shirt in the confessional, but the ones that they take was the one with that tight ass shirt.
Shut up, El Teddy. No, but this is why
you don't need a fucking wire bra in a couple of
stop that.
Milkshakes and
stop that. Okay, and let me give you a little insight with this little boy. Now, the nail tech with the nail tech with he's clearly not where the money is. Oh, damn it. Wait a minute, wait. This is a whole mess. Listen. Okay, so the issue between Robert Ray and Eric is not even the nail tech with the grill comment. That's not the issue. The issue is Eric James is going around giving interviews saying that the reason that Robert Ray was not at the retreat is because he was incarcerated. Now, Robert Ray said yes.
On the episode. I think I heard that on the episode.
Right. And that was not the case. That's not why he wasn't there. I said there's something happened with his family that he had to go home and take care of or something. And he could not come.
I would be upset if I was rolling Robert.
Because here's the reality. Even if that was the reason why he wasn't there, that's not your place to tell nobody.
Yeah, you should do
exactly.
That. He's not even on the show.
Exactly.
Because
But
and I wrote my notes when I was doing my notes and I was watching the episode and they mentioned the Robert guy. I was like, who the fuck is Robert? I don't even know who the fuck Eric is really. And y'all introducing me to some Robert guy. Who the fuck is these people?
right, but Robert was supposed to come on the retreat, and they literally said he had been invited to come on. And when they were at the ball, they said he was coming. So at that point, they thought he would be able to come, and he had a last minute family something that
But when
happened.
he did
But
not come,
this little boy going around talking about stuff. Well,
And we keep freezing up.
oh, I thought it was me. Damn, okay, it's not me.
No, it's Ebby.
so
It's
he
Ebby
was.
tonight.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
You were freezing, sweetheart.
Okay.
I
Okay.
didn't hear anything you said.
Okay. I don't even know where I left off. The little boy said that he was incarcerated. He put out his information that the boy had been incarcerated for 10 years, and so that's why he wasn't at the retreat. And then this Eric James
That doesn't even
also,
make sense.
right, exactly. And then he said something about Reese's mama, who we all know unfortunately is not in the best of health. And he said some nasty stuff about that boy's mama. So that this Eric boy, he's not sizzling right in my spirit. Leave people with parents.
And that's
His
why
mama ain't got nothing to do with this.
Watch out for Eddie.
Yep, that's why he said it. And they was like, because he say stuff sober, because you know he means it. Did I get stuck in Wanda's made up reality? No. Listen. The internet here is 10 different kinds of special, God.
Let me just say, I got my 2 more good episodes of Trey Howard that I'm going. I just can't. I'm sorry, y'all. Trey Howard is the personification of everything wrong and every horrible stereotype of the Black gay community, and I don't know that I can stomach any more of it. I might have 2 good episodes. After that, anytime he comes on screen, I'm fast forwarding. I just can't. He's the brown noise. I have violent diarrhea watching him.
Well, I don't have that particular issue. I
like Trey Howard. So
I like Trey Howard. When we interviewed him, he always comes across as well spoken. That persona that he has on the show is not
Howard, off camera. Trey Howard to me is like Dominique from Chasing Atlanta. I feel like off camera, I probably would love being friends with Dominique and Trey Howard off camera. But on camera, and when they see that spotlight, they put 20 on 10, I'm like, oh, girl. I just can't. I can't. Now, and this is from someone who I'm going to tell you, people probably say the exact same thing about me. I know that, and I understand that, and so when you have people who are those kinds of people, like I might be, positioned to be, those people don't coincide well together. I just can't. I just can't. Nope.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry, y'all.
All right. Well, that's the retreat. Let's pop ahead. Let's get to Queen Sugar. Y'all know I love Queen Sugar. El Teddy loves Queen Sugar. Abby, are you watching Queen Sugar? I'll take that as a no. Hey, Vet Solomon, how you doing, babe? Before I get to all the stuff I love about Queen Sugar, can I start with what is bothering me about Queen Sugar right now, El Teddy? And this might seem petty to some people, but for me, it's kind of not. Can we talk about how they are totally butchering and unnecessarily rushing Micah's college experience?
I'm with you. I'm with you 1,000%.
I'm not understanding what they're doing.
They're not doing that. It's not written well. They just should leave it out.
Yeah.
They should have left it out. I'm with you 1,000%.
I don't understand what's going on with that. I don't understand. I understand that there's a difference from
what I will say
and HBCUs. I get all of that, but
to help really be, and here's what I've figured out is my answer to why it's the way it is. If you notice, everything seems really rushed the first 2 episodes to catch you up because there's a time lapse in between the end of last season and where we are this
Right.
season.
Right.
And in these first 2 episodes, there's this time lapse where they're fast forwarding really quick. Hey, Yvette. And so it doesn't give them the opportunity to really unpack all of the storylines fully as they should. And so with Micah not being one of the 4 main characters, the 4 main characters being Nova, Ra, Aunt Vi, and Charlie, with him not being one of those 4, it doesn't give them the opportunity to perhaps unpack all of his storyline as much as they can. So I feel like they kind of rushed it and tried to give it to you real fast. But I think whoever wrote that part of it kind of missed the mark. And they didn't, there were things that they missed in it. Like you didn't have to do a whole lot, but there were certain parts that were integral to it. Like, for example, I'll give you one example. When Micah pledged a fraternity and his dad was in a different fraternity and the dad knew that he wasn't in his fraternity, the dad is not just going to sit back and be like, oh, okay, you pledged a fraternity.
Yeah,
Okay,
that would have been a whole moment. That would have been a whole
the dad would have been like, oh, I know them. More than Charlie was going in, no, the dad would sat down with him and said,
and my thing is, right. And my thing is this, El Teddy, and I get it. What you're saying, I get 100%. But I feel like the writers, and I know we've lost some stuff with COVID, so I get that. But the writers went out of their way to put Micah at a HBCU. And so my thing is, you purposely had him. He got into Harvard. He made a conscious decision not to go to Harvard, but to go to Xavier because he wanted that He wanted to be with his people and all of that good stuff. Then be authentic.
The homecoming, they didn't even give us a full HBCU.
That's what I'm saying. Then be authentic in what an HBCU experience is. And I am so sure that they have people on staff, or they could hire people that have that experience that could give you that perspective. And for me, that's where it's sort of falling short, because I feel like you are shortchanging something that you went out of your way to include. You know, you're absolutely correct. Micah's daddy, you mean, and then he talking about something, they didn't want me. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that doesn't happen, because if your dad is in, whether they want you or not, if they find out his dad, and first of all, there's no way on God's green earth, his dad being who he is and having all of the media spotlight or the situation that he had with the divorce and with him cheating and everything being all over the media, and Micah being on the media, Micah being in the media as well. If we
remember he went viral.
And his son, when he came on campus, everybody knew that was the son of Davis West. And if his fraternity, that's why I say Micah lied to his mama when he said the fraternity didn't want me. There's no way I believe.
He lied.
There's no way I believe that.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he would say, oh, I want to be in my dad's fraternity. And they'd be like, oh, we just going to turn him down. That's not how that works.
Yeah,
that wouldn't work.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, Queen Sugar usually gives me 99 that I like, and that 1% that's sort of like, But that storyline is really, really bothering me, because I just feel like it is unnecessarily being, done the way it's being done. And I just feel like, as a proud HBCU graduate, I just feel like you're not giving us what we could be getting out of this. But that's a small part. I mean, it's a big part, but it's a small part.
So can I ask a question?
Sure.
The time jump only applies to the young man? Nobody else in town is experiencing the same, like, jump forward in time? Or
everybody is having to jump forward in time, but they did a better job of writing their characters and where they are and bringing us up to speed with where those characters are. It's not as
choppy and disjointed.
right, disjointed and just erratic as my because even and I accepted that it was a jump, but even when you talk about okay, there's thing is homecoming and it's freaking mid March. There's no homecoming. I only know one HBCU in my lifetime, and that's the only college I know ever to have a spring homecoming, and that is Florida Memorial in Miami. That is an HBCU. The only reason they have a spring homecoming is because they don't have a football team, or they didn't. They do this year. They got their first football team this year, but they didn't have a homecoming because they didn't have a football team. They only had a basketball team. So their homecoming was attached to basketball season. Homecomings are attached to a sporting event. Homecoming is not an event unto itself. Homecoming traditionally is attached to a football game during the fall. That's why no matter if you're an HBCU, a PWI, or whatever school you are, homecoming, you go back and there's a football game and you decide, okay, this is going to be a homecoming. You usually schedule the opponent you know you're going to beat by 30 or 40 points if you can.
Right. That's what you do
And
with homecoming. Yeah.
that's what you, because you want to have a win during
Right.
during homecoming. That's homecoming. That's when all of the alumni come back. You celebrate them, and everything is hunky dory and good. And so even with Florida Memorial, when they used to, and this year was the first year they would have had a fall homecoming because they have a football team now. But even when they had it during the basketball season, they always had homecoming scheduled during a weekend win.
So we don't think their
Somebody they
homecoming
knew this would be.
was delayed due to COVID. Maybe they pushed it back.
Before COVID. It was before COVID has.
At that point, remember,
So in the storytelling, there's no
yeah,
COVID yet.
Not yet.
COVID
Okay.
was where it was yet, and so
Okay.
it was just
I
bad.
tried
It was
then. I don't know.
it was just completely. And even if you were going to sell me that this is an HBCU having a spring homecoming, that didn't even look like a regular day. For example, most schools have a specific day when you know on that day, that's the day everybody come to the quad, the union, the square, or wherever it is where we all meet. And for example, at FAMU, it was Friday. Everybody was on the set on Friday. At my school at Florida State, you had the union on Wednesdays. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And so you
Mhm.
had you knew. And so if you are a fraternity or sorority, if you're gonna have a probate, you're gonna have it on that day only because you want maximum eyes, maximum participation on said day. And so, even for it to be a probate at any school, black, if it's an HBCU or PWI, if it's a black Greek letter organization, a probate is standing room only. It's packed. It's so many people there where because it's a huge event when you come offline. And this was like, what? It wasn't even a regular homecoming without a probate, much less you talk about not only a homecoming, but a probate on top of a homecoming. You talk about when you can't even move. You know,
Mhm.
the amount of people that you're going to have there, you know, it was a ghost town for me. That's not even what you would see at a PWI, much
Yeah,
less.
the whole situation is just ringing. It's just, and
Ringing
again, I don't
untrue.
know what the reason behind it is. All right, so let's get to some of the other stuff. So unfortunately, we're gonna sort of be robbed a little bit of the showdown because the woman who plays Parker is pregnant in real life, and
She
when they
already had the baby this week or last week.
okay, so when they came back to set after they had to take time off for COVID, she was pregnant.
She's
And
pregnant.
so they had to sort of, I'm sure they had to switch up how they were going to film that because she wasn't able to film. They may do some Zoom calls with her sitting at a desk or something like that, but there's not going to be that showdown that, at least not right now, that we were really, really here for.
Because I know it was either this week or last week. Amira Van had the baby. Her and her husband introduced. She had the baby. It was no more than 2 weeks ago. It was either last week or this week. She had the baby though.
Yeah. So, oh, excuse me. Sorry. So, with that being said, they better not do nothing with Mr. Prosper. I know that.
He's you wishing on a star because everything they've said has pointed to Mr. Prosper. I
Getting
wonder if they are going to have Aunt Vi perhaps have something come down with the COVID.
I don't mind somebody catching the COVID. I just don't want Mr. Prosper to die. I don't mind him catching the COVID. I just don't want him to
Because
die.
there was a stark difference between how Mr. Prosper looked last week and how he looked this
It
week.
was.
There was a stark difference.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Really, B, I have to push and say I'm not like you and Mother are about Darla. I've never really had a problem with Darla and her and Ra. I don't have a problem with them. I think that they need each other. I think Ra needs Darla as much as Darla needs Ra. I like seeing them happy. I foresee horrible things coming along because this is Queen Sugar. But I am thoroughly enjoying them in a good place. Them, Ra, Darla, and Blue being in a good place. I really enjoy it. I just really like where they are right now. I just really do. And the other thing I'm gonna say about Ra is, and I talked about this on my reviews. You notice he got the new voice. He done went to a voice coach or somebody, and he done deepened his voice and found his voice because you go back and listen to the first 4 seasons and listen to how he sounds now. It's like Lil Kim first album versus second album.
cool.
I'm just saying.
Hello, Kim Jesus.
I don't know why Lil Kim got to get in this. Lil Kim ain't bothering nobody.
But Lil Kim changed her voice because Foxy Brown was killing her in that department. And Biggie told her, yeah, you need to
Not Bobby and Whitney. They
That's
giving
good.
Bobby and Whitney vibes.
Listen, let me tell you something. I don't feel as strongly about Darla as Mother does, because Mother, whew. But I just don't. It don't. Their love story don't do nothing for me. I'm like I said last week. I'm happy to see Darla doing better. Like I like seeing Darla doing better. The Darla Raw love story just don't do nothing for me.
I will say that scene, and I talked about this on my review. My favorite scene was Darla in the mirror
That was a good
practicing.
one. Yeah.
That's something I remember when I first back in high school when I was in the band and I first became sexually and I didn't like my voice and I thought my voice was too gay and too feminine and I hated my voice. And I used to get in the mirror and practice my mannerisms and practice how I would present myself and I would record myself on my big boombox radio and I would try to make my voice deeper and stuff because I knew I had to be in front of a section full of nothing but boys, and I was the youngest one, except for the freshmen. But most of the people in my section were older than me, and I really would practice. And even when I first started teaching, I would go and practice being mean in the mirror and practice all of the mean
You had to
stuff.
practice being
Did you see? Did you see us both? Was like, wait, what?
It comes second nature now, but back then I have to practice being mean to my students and practice what I would say and practice how I would, give instructions so I could come off as this mean, big, bad person. I mean, it comes second nature now. But so when I watched Darla doing that, it kind of brought me back to that place. Also, when Charlie went and gave her all of that advice, a lost art form is the skill set that it takes to have a successful interview. There's a real skill set that has gotten lost. People think that they can just show up to, and I'm talking as someone who has interviewed many people. for jobs. And a lost art form is knowing how to present yourself, what to wear, how to speak, how to, answer questions that you know you're going to be asked during an interview. And and I love how Darla came, and I'm glad they included that in the episode where Darla said, "Nah, you got to go in there being confident and showing that, yeah, they need you." And that doesn't go with you just feeling that way, but that goes with you being prepared and you having done all of the things to do the research on the company and knowing, things about them,
Absolutely.
and presenting yourself in a
Right.
light where they will um, say yes.
I'm gonna say this. I thought that was a really good scene between her and Charlie because
Mhm.
I mean, hell, I think the average person could have used that scene and just how you walk into an interview
Mhm.
and the confidence you have to take with yourself into an interview. I did appreciate that scene and I did like that. Like I said, I like to see Darla doing well. I ain't got no beef with Darla doing well. The Darla raw love story, it just don't hit me no kind of way. It just I think they do better apart. I just do. I don't think they do. I don't know. But anyway, okay, well, let's get to the part that I know you're ready to go off on, El Teddy. Lord have mercy.
Me go off.
Yeah, Nova and the cop. Let me ask the chat. El Teddy seems to think that the cop knew that his ex-wife was going to be there because he warned Nova that people weren't going to be nice to her, but the only people that were mean to her was his son and his ex-wife. I felt like he was talking about his family in general, and I think they were nice to Nova. I get that's valid, but I don't think that he purposely put Nova in that situation knowing his ex-wife was coming. I think he fully anticipated people was going to be there and wasn't going to be so nice to her, but I don't think that he set her up with the ex-wife.
I'm gonna put it back to the Bell Collective, and I know we ain't with the Bell Collective.
Why? What?
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you know how Latrice's brother said, "Y'all see it for my ex more than y'all see it for my current." I feel like it's the same way with White Boy Cop's family and White Boy Cop's ex-husband for a lot of reasons. Mainly, the main reason is because the ex-wife is the one that produced the grandchildren. And whoever produces the grandchildren, that's what mom and dad is probably gonna see it for.
I agree with that, but I don't think he had anything to do with it, though. I agree with
Well,
that.
I'm not saying that he had anything to do with the wife coming, but I would venture to say he knew the wife was coming.
I don't think he was surprised to see her, but I don't think
I think he knew the wife was coming because he knows that his mom and dad. I would venture to say there's not been an event that he's been to and the ex-wife hasn't been there.
Damn,
They
you
always had
better
the ex-wife. I would venture to say the ex-wife is invited to every function. And so if that is the case, he should have warned Nova. And here's my other pushback on Nova. Nova, my biggest problem is not with White Boy Cop, is with Nova. Because Nova, you are a journalist, specifically a journalist who patterns herself for investigating cops, specifically white cops, that do things to black people. And you also investigate situations where there's white people doing horrible things to black people, be it prejudiceness, be it racism, be it profiling, whatever. And you let this white cop beat your box in, aggravate your cervix, and never went and investigated him or went to see who he was or his past. And so now it's a new revelation that he has a thing for not only black women but dark skinned black women, and now this is a new phenomenon and revelation of you, and you're like, oh my God, I never knew that. And this, because White Boy Cop goes all the way back to season one, all the way back to season
Okay,
one.
so let me ask the question. Let me ask the question for a second. Why is that a problem? Everybody
Why is
has
it a problem that
everybody
because
has a preference. Why is it a problem that this man prefers to date black women
I don't
and
know.
different
No, I don't have a problem with his preference. I have a problem because she said on the episode, I cannot be with a man who I believe objectifies black women, and she had no idea and no clue of his history of dating, sleeping with, or whatever with black women, and for her,
So
be
he's
if
objectifying her.
and I'm gonna say like this, really be. If it were you or Abby, it might be a different thing. But you're talking about Nova, whose whole job, this man is a white cop. And if you are somebody like Nova, whose whole thing is investigating white cops, when this white cop first came to you and tried to hit on you, I'm thinking if you're a Nova, your first thought is, who the fuck are you? I don't deal with white cops like you. Hold the fuck on, and you gonna go and do your homework. But it looks like she did nothing. She don't know anything. And the ex-wife came and gave her all of the information and receipts, and she had no clue. And this man is the personification of everything that your journalistic report, investigative reporting is based on. And you did none of that work on him. And he's the one
But
that you
hold on, let
moved
me say this
with.
too,
And
though. But hold on.
I don't, no, that doesn't. I
No,
don't buy
listen. You saying no, you don't even know what I'm going to say. My thing is this, though. We also know that the ex-wife is going out of her way to hurt her. So just because the ex-wife is saying it doesn't mean that that is the reality. So for you to be like, because let's be clear, just because somebody might be an investigator, that doesn't mean that they go out of their way to do and do a background check and a study. I don't do a background check on every man I've ever dated and know what type of woman, like, oh, do you, and me and Abby deal with this. We've had this conversation about the whole BBW thing, especially we talked about this with TikTok. There's this whole TikTok movement of men who love BBWs, but you have to be careful and make sure that, is it that you love BBWs because that is what you are truly attracted to, or are we a fetish to you? And so that is the question. So if he really truly is attracted to black women, I don't see the issue. If he's turning black women into a fetish, that's the conversation. Let me finish. That is what the wife was insinuating, is that black women were a fetish to him. It was like a trophy to him. And what he's saying is, listen, that's what the fuck I like. So it's not that it's a fetish. So does it matter if he dated 5 black women or 10 black women? If that's what he likes, then that would make sense.
I would just like to put my 2 cents into. Let me put my 2 cents because I didn't watch this show. But to me, it sounds like this.
Damn it, she done froze up again. Oh, that janky internet.
About, oh, he done this, and I was like, I can't see past his dick. What happened, girl? I can't see it. I don't see it. What's happening? What happened? Who you did? Oh, okay. She can't see past it.
Hey, you froze up. You gotta start over. All we see is you talking about dick. I don't know how you got there.
We don't know how we got here. Listen, okay.
We didn't hear the first one.
I froze up. Okay, so I would be Nova, and y'all try to tell me X, Y, and Z about this man, and I can't see past the dick in order to get what y'all saying to me, because that's what happens at the beginning of relationships like this.
But Abby, the situation would be not in the beginning, but 5 years later.
Wait, so I've been dating this man for 5 years?
This is season 5, and the man goes all the way back to season 1.
She's been dating this man since season 1.
Yes.
She's been getting banged out and getting her.
But let's be clear. And let's be clear. That's the other thing too. She was the other woman. So his
She
wife has
was.
every right to have an attitude and be mad.
But let me say this, and let me say this, and
Oh,
let me
well,
push
she
back
don't
on
give
it.
a
Just
damn
like
then what he doing
hold
or
on,
who he dating.
just like Really B gave the example of the men on TikTok that date
That say they like that
say that they
say
like BBW. It would be like somebody saying, I have a problem with men who like BBW, and I don't like men, and I go on my TikTok and my Instagram and my YouTube, and I talk about men who all they say is, if you ain't plus size, I don't like you. And I'm over here doing a whole campaign against men who say that the only women that are beautiful is BBW. But then as a man, I decide, when you look at me, I say, and you find out who I date, I'm really dating somebody who is a BBW. And not only are they a BBW, I just dated them because they were a BBW. And the person who fell in love with me had no clue that I had a whole Instagram page and a whole TikTok page talking about the very same people who I fell in love with. And that's where I'm going. I'm not saying that there can't be. My issue is not the interracial situation. My issue is not any of that. My issue is Nova's whole who she is about promoting and propagating empowerment, specifically and more often than not white cops profiling and doing racist things to black men and women. And when you tell me that that is where you are and that's who you are and that's a part of the fabric of who you are, and you couple that with, in our first meeting of her, we saw her with this white cop. And she just assumed, because clearly she didn't know, but just assumed that, oh, he doesn't have a history with black women. And I'm teaching him as much about black women as he's teaching me about white men. And now we come to find out that's not the case. He's been dating black women the whole time. As a matter of fact, he sees you all not necessarily as an equal, but as this fetish and this itch that he has to scratch. And as much as he's saying to the ex-wife, oh, she's the only one I really love, I'm sure he said that to the ex-wife at some point. I'm sure he said that to some of the other women at some point. And if nobody is, foolish enough to fall for his little antics and his saying, oh, you're the only one I love, like you say, Really B, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell her.
I guess it just comes down, for me, I guess it just comes down to whether you believe that he has turned her into, whether it's real or whether it's a fetish. And your point,
Because
wait a minute, but hold on. Your point is valid to say that it may be a fetish. But what I'm saying is it's all about whether you accept which side you choose to accept. You understand what I'm saying? Now, here's the reality of the situation. I'm playing devil's advocate because I'm not sure yet. I don't think I have enough information to make a decision about whether this is a fetish or if this is a true what you are attracted to. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if I have enough information yet. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not feeling really, really good about that relationship. I just don't see it ending well. I see it ending badly. I don't see it ending well. I don't know how it's gonna end. I don't know what it's gonna be. But
my thing was, as much as I don't, and Really B, as much as I don't like White Boy Cop, I was okay with Nova being with White Boy Cop. You know what I'm saying? But when the ex-wife presented this information, and I was like, wait a fucking minute.
Because again,
I
just don't give the ex-wife that much energy because
I'll
again,
be honest. Ex-wife And I'll speak to as a man when women speak. Y'all gonna put 20 on 10, but that 20 is based on truth. Y'all gonna go and be very hyperbolic, but even that hyperbole stems from the honest truth of the situation.
No,
Women
it
do that.
stems
Not
no,
necessarily.
it stems from your perspective of the truth. So, for example, using this same example, this is the ex-wife. You know for a fact that your husband cheated on you with this woman. You know for a fact that your husband, regardless of whether the relationship would have ended or not ended, in your mind, she's the reason why your marriage ended. And she's black. And y'all are down in Louisiana. So it doesn't necessarily mean that what she's saying is true. It means that that is her perspective of the truth. So in
I'm
her
gonna
mind,
tell you
this
what
woman ended,
slanted me to her being true.
in her mind, this woman ended her marriage. In her mind, this black woman with this big booty, and I say that for the people who don't watch
No,
this.
she didn't say that about Nova. She did not.
Yes,
And that's go ahead.
she said that he likes that he likes. She said that Nova, you're smaller than he's used to. He usually likes them thicker and rounder in the booty area. Blah blah blah. So he said that Nova was smaller. But what I'm saying is, and this is what she's throwing out there. And what I'm saying to you is this: as a woman, I will speak from a woman's perspective. Women be putting 20 on 10, and that 10 ain't always true. That 10 is based on their perspective of the truth. That's
But
all.
what I was gonna say is there will be no reason for her to insert that whole because she did it calculated. She was very calculated and
Absolutely.
intentional and deliberate when she said, "Oh, you're skinnier than the one that that he usually mess with." Whether it was one, whether it was two, or whether it was 20, the wife started with facts that my husband has a propensity for liking black women, not just black women, dark skinned black women, not just dark skinned black women, but the thick, dark skinned black women that have these robust booties that, stick out and stuff like that. And I didn't figure you to be one of those guys, one of those women that he would generally deal with. I don't see her just saying that if that had not been the history of what she had dealt with.
Listen, a woman scorned.
But I don't think she would have been that specific in how she tried to come at her without that having been at least one time the history. Now, whether it was one, where there was 2, 20, or 100 times, that being the situation.
Abby, what do you think? I know you watch the show.
I feel like there's some truth to what the wife is saying.
Well, we know that he dated black women, so that part we know is true. But I'm just talking about Abby. Hold on. Let me let Abby speak to this. I know you don't watch the show, but just speak to the woman
in reference to
first part of it.
In reference to Miss Nova not being on her game in regards to this man, that comes across to me like, doctors don't make the best patients because they think they know everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That when it comes to applying things that they would say to a patient, they won't apply to themselves. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I think that's maybe why she didn't investigate this man. But even if she investigated this man and then found out that he dated black women before him, I don't understand how that is supposed to impact her relationship with him. He clearly has a type. Wait. Clearly he has a type. So I would expect there to be black women in his past.
No, but she said to him, she mentioned that, and she harped on that after when they talked afterwards. Says, "I'm not going to be with somebody who objectifies black women."
But how having a type objectifies?
Being you objectifying them as a fetish, being you objectifying them as this toy that you want to play with, but clearly, and let's be clear, this young man in all of his objectifying and his wanting to be with black women, chose not to bear children with those said black women as well.
So here's my question. Why does why do we immediately go to, oh, because he's dated black women before, he objectified them or they were toys or fetishes for him? Why couldn't he have just liked those women and they just happened to be black women that he liked? Why do we immediately go to, oh, well, he's objectifying them and he's fetishizing them and those are just toys that he wanted to play with?
Because there's a whole conversation that needs to be had about the fact that if he does, like you say, genuinely and truly, just like that's what he prefers,
Hmm.
then why do you have a whole marriage with this white woman, chose to bear children with that white woman, chose to cheat on that white woman with these black women. And so, and I'm not saying right, wrong, or in between, but there's a whole psychiatrist wet dream based off of this young man's ideologies and situation when it comes to the people who he chooses to deal with sexually.
I'm laughing at DC. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, listen, I don't know.
I mean, again, I'm with you, Abby. I just think that sometimes I feel like we put 20 on 10, and I just think it's when I say 20 on 10, that's not what I'm saying. I just think it's not fair because I think that some people
Y'all
just
put a lot of narrative on some
yeah.
y'all had the answers for. Can y'all wait
I think that that's done with every situation, and I think people definitely segments of the population
till the
um
man
choose to decide which situation they're going to put the 20 on 10 on as opposed to others.
I feel the same way, Alika. I think he just like black women. I think he just got like black women, and his wife don't like the fact that one, he cheated on her with a black woman, and two, he left her ass, and now he's with that black woman that he left her for. I don't. I just and I think that the wife had an opportunity to try to hurt that woman and embarrass her in front of the family, and that's what
But
she
I think that it's more than that, especially if you
is
got
he are
kids
they
that old.
engaged or are they just
He has
dating?
wait a minute, wait a minute. He has older children, college age, and then he has the little daughter that looks to be about 9 or 10 years old, however
But
old
his
she.
son ain't in no college. He's like high school. He ain't in college.
But he talks about having a child. I don't know if it's the son or another
Oh, well, I
child
must have
that's
missed
in
that.
college. Because he said to her, "My kids, my older kids are in college, and they won't be there." He said that. She Nova said he said to her, "Oh, my older kids are in college, and they won't be there, and neither will my ex-wife." And so he said that to her. Remember when she had the conversation with
Okay.
when Nova had the conversation with Charlie, Nova said to Charlie, he talked about the fact that he has older children with his ex-wife that won't be at the birthday because they're away at college. And then you have the younger daughter that looks to be maybe 9 or 10, somewhere between eight, I must say 8 and 11 years old. And so there's a significant gap. So that means that for whatever reason, because of him trying to impress his family or him trying to acquiesce to whatever his or coalesce to whatever he thought that his white family wanted him to be, he stayed and bared children with that white woman and still cheated on her more often than not.
Because he really didn't like
That
that
way.
woman. He married her
Yeah,
for
and like
whatever
you said, he
reason.
made sure he liked black women, but like I said, it's a lot to unpack there because he got a lot going on in his head.
Well, damn the fact that he's white. Let's talk about the fact that he can't be fidelis in his marriage. Like, what? That seems like the bigger issue to me, that you're a cheater. Like, I
But the
don't.
problem with him cheating and the problem with him engaging in this false marriage that he didn't enjoy stems from the whole race issue and him trying to uh, probably appease parents, grandparents, and his family. It all stems from that. And maybe he's at a point now where he just doesn't give a fuck. And he said, I don't give a shit how y'all feel. I'm gonna be with who I want to be with.
That's
And
exactly what it is. That's his,
and,
he's
and
saying
he may
that's
truly
exactly what
love
it is.
Nova, but Nova needed to know and needed to understand the background of this person because it shapes who he is and it shapes perhaps how she interacts with and decides to deal with who he is. Because if she knew it coming in, it may have changed how she dealt with him. And once she learns it now, it might change how she deals with him going forward.
Okay.
Moving on, because
Yeah.
it made me tired, child.
Um.
How do you watch this show?
Can we say Vi and Hollywood are just beautiful
Now
people?
that's black love. I love them. That's I need me a Hollywood in my life. I just need me a Hollywood in my life.
I need a raw in my life. I just need a raw, not a Hollywood. I don't, but I need a raw in my life. I'd also like that closing montage of the last episode where you heard Charlie giving out all of these
Yeah.
facts and
Yeah.
information that she gave
I love the way
all
they're
the while
handling COVID. I love the way they did it in this
about
episode. I
COVID
love it.
and all of the people just listening and being with their loved ones and so forth, who they're probably going to end up having to stay with for the foreseeable future of the season during COVID and having to, and how that interaction of being confined to being with those people causes drama or causes you to, want to, stab them in the throat because of it. And who
Not
comes down
stabbing
with
in
COVID
the
and what that means for there's so many things that goes along with it, what it means for the whole highway situation, what it means for the elderly in the community that may or may not um, um, come down with COVID, what it means for the individuals that are shacked in together because of COVID. And now I thought I loved you, but the more I stay with you, I can't stand your stinking ass. Because I think that's what's going to end up happening both with Darla and Ra, but I think that's going to happen to a certain degree with Hollywood and Vi. I could see Hollywood and Vi with them being forced to just be with each other, it causing some kind of tension. We know some of it from Vi is going to stem from she's not going to be able to make the money that she was making because her restaurant is closed and Hollywood has money because of the settlement that he got, and her maybe having to be dependent on him, and how that may change the parameters of their relationship.
I definitely know we're going to see the economic impact on everybody. Um, Definitely Vibes Pies.
I definitely think when your Micah comes home, having been away at college,
Oh,
and
that's
having
you
to
already
deal
see that
with
that's
his
going to be an
mom
issue.
and deal with Charlie and
Yeah.
her probably wanting to have all of these rules and so forth, that's definitely going to be an issue.
Well, we definitely see the setup
Mhm,
for that showdown. Like we
mhm.
definitely see the setup for that. So that's just that, you guys. All right. So I had put Bill Collective up there, but I listen. I just can't. I don't have it.
I can't either. We know Kalon is racist. She's a racist ass white woman. Marie ain't shit. And Letitia proved to us that she was just a common housewife that tried to come up with the business, and her husband is not with the shits, as he shouldn't be. And that is what it is. I'm going to go use the restroom now.
At least I made my announcement in the private chat. No.
I just can't stand it. cannot stand him.
That's your brother. That is
No,
your
no,
brother. Yes, ma'am. That's yours. That's that's all you.
oh my God, I can't stand him.
Y'all the originals. I was just the stepchild that came along for the ride. Listen, I don't take no
You are not
responsibility.
the stepchild that came along. Oh my
Listen.
gosh.
I can't do it with Kaylon and her the will for ignorance and foolishness and thinking that Javin Jefferson.
He is watermelon sugar. He is. He act like a little kid. He does. He is.
I listen. I want Letitia and Mr. Curtis to get they like to. Was that name? Is that his name? Mr. Cliff, Mr. Curtis. I don't know what the fuck that
I don't
man is.
know, but he act like he had IEP. So
Who, Mr. Curtis?
Letitia's husband,
No, I was Latrice's husband, not
whatever.
Letitia.
Letitia's husband. Well, hell,
Letitia, Lil Boozy is Letitia's husband who said
okay.
you're not just on.
Zaddy act like he had an IEP, and Marie's husband act like he was next to him in class. I'm just saying, it's both of them, both of them.
We don't even see Marie's husband.
Yes, we have. Remember, he showed up last week with that orange suit and that orange bow tie with that burnt orange suit.
But he don't ever say nothing up.
But when he does say something, he said something the first time when they was at the house and he was trying to explain why he don't be coming home.
That man has spoken 10 words in the 2 times that we've seen him.
Hey, listen, I'm a professional. I do this for a living. It don't take me long.
Oh God.
I'm just saying.
Oh God. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. I know that he staying at his girlfriend at his other house. And he don't got time for Maria her foolishness. And he feel guilty. And he feel guilty because she got lupus. That's why he ain't left her yet. And probably because she financing all of his shit because I don't feel like he got an actual job.
Wait, who we
talking about? Marie. We talk about Marie's husband, and Marie don't really care because she got her own girlfriend in Essie,
right,
so she covered. So it don't even make her no never mind.
Her and Essie be scissoring. You could not tell me any different.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure, and at this point, I think her husband got a boyfriend, and they using each other to cover what needs to be covered.
You might be right. You might be right about that.
I'm just saying.
It's pouring down raining outside. I didn't know it was outside.
I found that out when the Uber Eats people was like, "Oh, meet him at the door so your food don't get wet." What? And then I looked and it was rain on the screen.
It's been raining last night in the middle of the night, and when I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock to be to work at 6 o'clock this morning, it was raining the whole time. It's been raining all day here. So if we got rain and it's gonna stop now, all of that rain done pushed over to y'all.
Yeah, we got this. We got the rain. But with pocketbooks and losing. Listen. Who you got your money on going home on RuPaul next? Who next on the chopping block?
Elliot.
You think Elliot with 2 T's and 3 K's? Okay.
I don't know. Because they really playing games with this episode. I mean, with this season. And I think you probably hit it on the head.
They're trying to draw it out.
They definitely drawn it out.
They drawn it out because they had to have the lead time of quarantining the season, the All-Star people before they could start that season. So I think
the girl who I called the silverback gorilla, what's her name?
Candy Mushmouth.
No.
Not who's the silverback?
Girl, Tamisha's daughter or granddaughter.
La Ree is already gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When she left, and we didn't have nobody leave last week. If it's not Candy Muse left next, but I think they're gonna try and keep Candy Muse as long as they can
They're trying to give her the
because
silky
drama.
ganache, except she's not as likable.
Right, she's not. She's not as likable as Silky.
Mm-mm.
And Candy Muse, I've hated her from the Meet the Girls. I hated her from then.
Well, I liked her on the Meet the Girls. It's
I
when
didn't
she
like her
got
on
here and she
TV.
started
I didn't
talking
like her.
reckless at the mouth is when I was like, okay, well, I don't feature this young lady as much as I thought I was going to.
I didn't like her on the Meet the Girls. And so I would not like to see anybody else go before her. I'd love to see Candy Muse go first, next, but I don't think they're going to do that because she is bringing drama and ratings, and I think she knows that and is playing to that. So out of everybody else besides Candy Muse, I think they have to let maybe Elliot with the T go. They're gonna. I've God Mick is gonna make it to the final 2 or 3, whether or not we like it. And it's not on the merits of what she does. It's more so
Or
because
she's trans.
she is, and because I guess they're gonna say she's a trendsetter or a pioneer. So they're gonna have to.
Whatever. I don't like her. I don't like her outfits. There's something
Right,
about
because they
there's
make
something
her
about her
out
don't
to be
sizzle
like
right in my
all
spirit
that
either.
great, and it really be like, girl, this shit ain't all that. That shit is real regular, and especially
When
you
she
try
had
to,
that little black dress and she put it over her crotch, I'm so tired, girl.
sweetheart, you
No,
are who tries to become a man only be to portray yourself as a woman that you are really originally are and were. I'm not here for it. So you get no kudos from me when you come off as real feminine, cause you're a woman. I'm sorry, that came out real insensitive to the entirety of the trans community, and I apologize. But there's so many blurred lines and so much gray area with Got Mick. I'm not here for it. I'm not here
My
for
only
any of it.
problem with
well,
my problem with Got Mickey is I understand the point you were trying to make when you went before you went left on that one. But my problem with Got Mickey is they just go up for everything she does, and I just don't think that what she does is cute. Like
Right. Everything that she
they,
does is not all that. And
I,
I
and they
it's a
just
lot of latex happening with her, and I'm like, so ain't
yeah,
nobody gonna say nothing about the fact that all her outfits is latex. We just gonna keep it up.
right. But see that's what I'm saying. They pick and choose what they care
Mhm.
about. Because Michelle Visage will pick out when it's somebody. That's how you can always tell that somebody she ain't here for because she will pick them apart. But let it be somebody else, and she'll find a way to excuse it or act like she didn't see it. You be like,
Mhm.
you see every rip and tear when it's Lala Reed, but let it be somebody else, and be like, oh, that was so creative how you worked around that tear. I mean, things
Right.
happen. I understand. You be
Exactly. I'm
like,
with you 1,000% on that, really be. Michelle Visage has done that since season 1.
Well, she didn't
She's
show
done
up
that.
until season 3 or 4, but okay, I get what you're saying with that. I get it.
No, I thought Michelle.
divorced and
Mm-mm.
remarried within a year. My
She
child.
wasn't the first couple of seasons. She wasn't on the show. It was
I
Merle.
thought she was a guest on season 1.
Mm-mm.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Michelle didn't show up until like season 3, I think.
I should listen.
I
I
thought
could be
I thought she was on season one and then she was gone for a couple of seasons and then came.
Mm-mm. She
because
was
I
never
thought
on season 1.
that
It was
was the
Merle. It was
season 1.
Merle
I thought
Ginsburg on
Visage
season
was
one
a
and
guest on
two
season
as the
1.
female guest judge,
Okay.
as the permanent judge. It was
I
Merle
know,
Ginsburg, and
right?
then on season 3, it was been Michelle Visage ever since.
Because I know Rue and Michelle had a falling out and then they made up. So I thought that's what. Okay, but again, I can't remember that far back, child.
You might be right because that's a long time ago. But my
Mm-hmm.
point is, yeah, I could see if it were me, the order that if it were up to me, I would send Candy Muse home. I probably would send Tina Burner home after that.
I just want Tina Burner not to everything that she has. It doesn't matter what the
She's
category
too,
is. It
she,
doesn't matter
she
what's
put
happening.
herself in a
She's
box.
going to have something either red, orange, or yellow
And that's
incorporated
my
into
point.
every
She
single
put her
thing you
own
do.
self in a box that she didn't have
Right.
to.
It didn't have to
And
be that
so
way.
that's I would send her home next after Candy Muse.
I want Utica to do something different. Then
I like
besides
Utica,
me,
but yeah, I like Utica, but she's lost me.
I need
I
you to
would
play.
say
I need
right,
Utica to play the straight
would not
man
make
and really play the straight man and show us some
you
variety. You
know
can't
now
be
to
kooky
me
gooky all the time.
my top three in no particular order is Olivia,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rose, and believe it or not, Simone in my top three. But one of those top three I think is going to be Rose. Um one of those top three is going to be Rose.
I'm done with Denali. She can go home. She can ice skate her way
I'm
over
so
to
sick of Denali whining ass. I'm so sick of her.
Wait a minute. What was my top three again?
Rose, Olivia Lux, and Simone.
Olivia,
Olivia has a
Rose,
beautiful smile. However, if
and
Olivia comes onto the runway again with another copied look from someone else's runway on this
I
same
don't
fucking
want Olivia to
season,
do the fro anymore. I don't want to see her in that fro,
what
the
from?
afro thing anymore. Because if she does the
You mean the
afro
big
thing,
curly wig?
the curly wig, afro, whatever you want to call it,
I don't think
y'all know
she's.
it
I
don't take
haven't
much
seen her
for
wear
me.
an afro.
Whatever that is, you know what I'm talking about. That little
That
blonde,
big bouffant curly, like Tina Turner
right?
situation.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
I don't want to see her in
That
that
seems
anymore.
like it's a performance wig because it seems like she wore it in
She's worn that more
a couple
times
of times. But no, I'm talking
than
about
unfortunately.
Simone wore that boxer
Hold
look,
on.
and then
I'm gonna put
Olivia
her.
came out with a boxer look, the exact same boxer look, only in pink.
I
And
think you're trying
then
to talk over me, Ebby, because you know what
no,
I'm about to say.
no, I
I
don't.
want
What's
you
go
to
ahead?
put Olivia in the same box as I put Britta in. I'm not going down that road, but if I should, I will. You know where I was with Britta last season, and Ebby is gone.
I'm
Oh,
back.
she,
Can you see? Can you see me now? Because
yeah, I can see it now.
my whole screen blacked out for a second.
Yeah, it did, it
Um,
did. But you know where I was with Britta.
I don't, but
I want to be in
I don't
that
know
place
what
with
her,
Ebby.
I don't know what her ethnic, her makeup is. I don't know what makes her up. So I'm not going to give her, and she doesn't paint darker
She's
or
not at that
anything that
for me. I didn't get that up front for me, but I don't want her to wear that raggedy, Afro wig again.
is okay. It's not an
Well,
afro, but okay,
let me
I get what you're saying.
hold
I
on,
get
y'all.
what you're saying. I don't know what Olivia is, so I can't even speak to that whole situation. What I do know is I want her to stop copying looks. She came out in the pink boxer look that Simone had did a couple weeks before, and then the week before Candy had that wig with the bows in it, and then the next week Olivia came out with the bows in it. Now, if fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
Because I don't want y'all to keep giving me the Dominique from Chasing Atlanta wig look. Because
Well,
I'm sorry. To me,
that's
even
what I said. That's what I
wait a
said.
minute,
Candy Muse. I said she
people
got
did it
Dominique's hair.
before
What's
Dominique. Wait a
going on
minute. People
with them
did it before
sunflowers?
Dominique. People did it before Dominique, and they will do it after Dominique. But to me, it will always be the trash that Dominique had. And so
I'm
it's the
done.
Dominique
Don't do the
hairstyle.
sunflowers like that. Don't do sunflowers like
It
that.
was trash when Dominique wore it. It'll be trash when anybody else wears it.
No, I didn't have an issue with the sunflowers in her hair, in Candy Muse's hair. I thought it was complimentary to the look that she had on. So I didn't have it. I don't have an issue with her look. Um, it's just that I feel like it's too repeaty. Like, not Elliot, but what's the other child? I think it was Denali came out with a crash dummy look. And then last week, what's the baby's
What's up
name?
with all these duplicate looks? Like, were all the
Right.
designers
Right,
Those are all
because
the
all
same
y'all the
designers?
same
like?
stylist and designer.
Yeah, because we've seen it's been at least 3 examples I can think of where we've seen pretty much the same damn look. And I'm like, are we giving them way too much time to like what are we doing? What are we doing?
What I'm doing is I'm about to eat these
Ain't nobody say nothing to you.
red velvet chips. Ahoy.
Ain't nobody say nothing to you. I got my snack too. But listen, so um what was that great thing? Oh shit. Oh, so do y'all think next week is gonna be Snatch Game?
I hope so. Because you know that's my
It better
favorite
be.
episode. That's always my favorite
So
episode.
okay, so what do you think people are gonna be for Snatch Game?
I don't know. Because I don't even want to try to
$5 says Candy
imagine.
Muse is gonna be Vanjie.
Oh my
If
god.
Tina Burner is not Tina Turner, there's a problem.
Why would she be Tina Turner?
Because her name is Tina Burner.
SBD said it is Snatch Game.
If your name is Tina Burner, on Snatch Game,
I
you need
want
to be Tina.
Gottmik to bomb. I want Gottmik to go on Snatch
I want
Game
the
and bomb
girly to
so
bomb.
hard she has no choice but to be put in the bottom and go home.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you who I think is gonna do good with Snatch Game is Utica. Utica is I think gonna do good.
I don't think so.
She's gonna come up with a quirky character that we've never heard of before.
I don't see it.
You don't see Utica doing good with Snatch Game?
I don't.
I
don't think she's gonna do. I don't think she's gonna do. I don't think she's gonna be horrible, but I don't think she's gonna hit it out the park and do well. But she will be in the middle, and then her outfit is gonna save her on the runway.
I think she's gonna do okay, and the judges will make like she was the best thing since sliced bread.
Listen, they did the UK Snatch Game, and it was. Ugh. I was like, okay, that happened. Listen, it wasn't. But the British humor is different from our humor, and I didn't know any of the characters on the UK Snatch
I
Game.
needed
So
a horse. I needed somebody. If you're gonna do British humor, can I get somebody to be Miss Slocum from Are You Being Served or Mr. Humphreys? If you're not gonna be Miss Slocum from Are You Being Served or Mr. Humphreys from Are You Being Served, I don't want any other parts of your British humor. Maybe Benny Hill, maybe.
Benny Hill would be funny.
Child, if somebody did Benny Hill and then they just got up and started running around super fast in a circle around the thing in the middle of the game.
Right. You got a small number of
And then they
people
played the music. Oh God.
That is gonna be an epic fail. If she tries to do Vanjie, that is just gonna be an epic fail.
Listen. Why not? Well, I don't know why not. She could be. I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. Listen.
Can I tell y'all, I watch It's Me D's reviews of the UK. I don't even watch the UK Drag Race, but I will watch It's Me D's reviews and sit there and damn near
It's me D's hilarious.
throw up laughing at It's Me D and his
I can't watch it because I listen. My lungs ain't been the best the last couple of weeks. I be gasping for breath. I can't fool with him. I watched one episode, almost laughed so hard to an asthma attack. So I said I can't play with you no more.
Laughing so hard on his goddamn
It's me
reviews.
D. You gotta come up here, It's me D, when we do next. It's me D. Why don't you join us for when we talk about Snatch Game? Join us next week.
Cause It's Me D, listen, I be sitting there and I don't even watch I don't even know who any of the UK girls are because I don't watch the UK Drag Race, but I watch It's Me D every video he comes out with, and shouts out to him because I love the Black History Month thing he did on dance, phenomenal. But I watch all of his reviews. His reviews on the UK Drag Race be having me over here dying. I be damn near throwing up laughing from him and his stupidity. I'm like, you know what?
Oh, El Teddy, speaking of DC and Marvel characters, have you seen the new Superman show that just started last week?
I heard about it. I have not seen it yet.
I need you to watch that.
I've been told I need to watch it, so I'm off work tomorrow. So sometime between tomorrow and Sunday, when I have to go into the office and be my boss, because my boss is still sick, and I have to. Since I'm his designee, I have to be him. But I've heard about it and I plan to watch it. Yeah. Shouts out
Right.
to
Well, we can
Black
break it over here.
Comic Channel.
El Teddy, are you doing silly Saturdays in the morning?
I'm doing Silly Saturday in the morning, sometime between 10 and 11.
All right, Abby, you got anything coming up that you want people to be here for?
No. Horrible. No. I'm gonna find a look that I can recreate on Monday. We'll see what happens.
All right. If GC is still in the room, I'm still trying to do something on Sunday. She loves to play the Kahootie. So maybe we'll do some Black History Kahootie on Sunday.
Wonderful.
Kahoot child. The Kahoot.
Where's my husband? Hold it. What the hell's Jonathan at?
He getting ready. He preaching.
I mean, if that was your husband, you would know where he is.
Yeah, I would. You're absolutely correct. It just dawned on me that I was in your live, El Teddy, and we've been on this live, and he nowhere to be found. That's okay.
Oh,
that's all right.
You don't want the Kahootie anymore, DC? Okay, well, I'm still trying to do something on Sunday.
Like, that I don't even
all right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. It's been for some of y'all. Y'all been rocking with us for about 3-4 hours, child.
Yeah, between me and Really B, we've been on live.
Right. So
I stand in solidarity because I was on the other live in spirit as well. So I feel like
I'm about to go. I'm about to go get off here and go to the hub and have some fun with the hub.
Bye, y'all.
DC said,
they know what the hub